Chicken in the cone, and the cone can't grow. Oh, home, chicken in the cone, and the cone can't grow. Home, chicken in the cone, and the cone can't grow. I should be streaming now. Yeah, there we go. Stream's popping up now. So no clue if anybody could hear me just going like chicken in the corn and all that jazz. But hello everyone, here we are today. It is my birthday, which means that I've turned 35. I'm getting old, very old, old and decrepit. And I hope, oh wow, I dropped 480 frames there at the very beginning. Wow. So I have no idea how much of that went through. Everything seems to be streaming without a hitch now. Ooh, that was like weirdly starting out strange. Huh. Anyway, I have done my, I don't want to call it pimping, but I have done my, hey, I'm playing a video game now. And so I should have this show on the road. Moo Man in the morning. Happy birthday. Thank you. I'm 35 years young now. Willard Scott is going to be giving me a thing of Smuckers soon. And if you don't get that reference, then it shows you how old I am. Happy birthday. How's it feel to be super old? Thank you, Draven DeVere. It feels like Social Security. I'll be getting one of those checks anytime in the mail now. So I have at least decided on 2 games that I'm going to play today. I don't know if I'm going to play more than those 2. We'll see. I did not get the reference. I'm not unhip. Yay. Yeah, again, I'm old. And so let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and pop one of these open. And I'm going to start out with a game that hopefully won't scare people off from the very get-go. And that's kind of my thought process right now, is I don't want to scare people away on this today. Wrong screen, my birthday. And so we're going to start out by playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for the NES. It was a game that I actually received for my birthday, and we're going to cheat our way through this because it's my birthday. And okay, I have no sound right now from the game. Why is there no sound from the game? Uh-oh. I recently plugged in my computer to... No, that's right. Ninja Turtles. We had sound. Oh. You know what? I guarantee you I know what it is. Yeah, okay. Let's try this again. Huh. Now my other problem is input. Okay, my Joy-Con is showing up, but my controller is not working with the game. Awesome. Let me unplug my controller, plug it back in. I had the sound turned down. That was my problem. Give me a moment. So I had problems sleeping last night. I'm assuming, there we go. B, A, up, down, B, A, left, right, B, A, start. So what I just entered in is a code that should grant me 7 lives and stage select. That's B, A, up, down, B, A, left, right, B, A, start. It is the only... Yes, I'm a cheater right now, and I don't care. This is the only code that off the top of my head that I think I have memorized. But we're going to start at the very beginning, and we'll just go until we die, and then I'll punch in the code again and go from there. I can cheat on my birthday, that's right. So, this is based on a game that I used to play a whole lot in the arcades. And when I was little, I saw that there was an NES game on this. And I begged my parents, please let me have this game for my birthday. And so, my parents bought me Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Ooh. And you can tell I have not practiced this game one whit. It's his birthday. He could cheat if he wants to. Cheat if he wants to. Yeah, you would cheat too if it happened to you. So, the funny thing is, when I was little, you could not tell me that there's a difference between this game and the arcade game. Even though now as an adult, I'm going, oh yeah, there were many, many differences. I never cheat on my birthday streams. Well, that's cool. That's you. Oh. There we go. Whoop. But I used to love this game so much, I would play this all the time. And like I said, I had the code. Ow. Ow! I had the code memorized, so it was great. Now, yeah, giant balls rolling down here. And I'm gonna wait. And if you notice in the background, there's a not so subtle ad there. Pizza Hut. In fact, you're gonna see. Oh, the Simpsons arcade game. You know what? That may actually be a good idea. Because guess what? I have the Simpsons arcade game for the Xbox 360, I believe it. Now that shouldn't have hit me like that. I'm sorry, game. That was bad hitboxing. You can tell I'm not really good at this game. I have the Simpsons arcade game. I had been tempted on trying to find a time to play that. I may pull that out today. I haven't decided yet, because I'm going to have to set up my... I would have to set up my Xbox 360, which I have not done yet. I'm planning on doing it eventually, because one of the games I plan on streaming is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. But yeah, games like this, it was just shut up and take my money. I was Philip J. Fry. Seriously. Aha, thought you had me. You probably do. No, actually you didn't. Like you said, I loved beat-em-up games as a kid. And I always thought the arcade had the best beat-em-up games. Yes, the Pizza Hut branding. This game, and I don't have the booklet anymore. Because, you know, nowadays I ask the question, how is it that kids throw away the cart and the booklet? I don't understand that to save my life. When I was a kid, we had more of an excuse because we didn't realize that the cardboard box that came with it was supposed to be the game holder. We had no clue. But kids today are without excuse as far as I'm concerned. Ooh. But the booklet actually came with a coupon for free Pizza Hut pizza, if I remember correctly. And so I always thought that was really, really cool. I'm gonna get kicked, yeah. I knew I was gonna get kicked. So, you know, the thing is, though, the Pizza Hut branding is going to come back to haunt us in a few minutes. A few stages ahead. Alright. Can I trap one of you? No. Ugh. Nope. Nope. Ah. Okay. I can get this sucker trapped. That's... No, they're actually going to make you pizza with cruelty. The funny thing is, like, this is based to a small degree on the second movie. And, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. And the funny thing is, that movie hosted Domino's Pizza. Which, back in the 80s, Domino's Pizza was like dead. Alright, we have the first boss of the game now. I believe this is Rocksteady. Yeah, Rocksteady. And he's basically... Oop. Oh, that shouldn't have hit me. Okay. And we run quickly from him. And he's going to charge. To this day, I can't tell you how my father and I pulled it off. We actually stun-locked Rocksteady somehow. Ooh. We stun-locked him. I never knew which one was Rocksteady, which was Bebop. Bebop, I believe, is the pig, and Rocksteady is the rhinoceros. If I remember correctly, Rocksteady was played by WWE superstar Sheamus in the recent, and I use the word recent, you know, lightly, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Ah. Yeah, I'm having to do it like this because the moment I touch him, he's gonna like kick. And true to form in games like this, back in the day, he kicked me to let me know. Or he's flashing to let me know that he's almost down for the count. Alright, that's really all there is to this. I'm going to lose another life probably in a minute. I don't know how we stun locked him, but we beat him as soon as he was off the, Yep, he's going to take one more life from me, isn't he? Especially if I'm taking stupid hits like that. Yep. Based on pretty much any team. The team movie is the Team Turtles. Well, that's true, but I think it was more so based on the, around the time that the second one came out. There we go, finally. And then Shredder comes and jumps out the window, and he takes April O'Neil away from us. How dare he? I like to put the logo in the top right in case we forgot. Yeah, that's where the second player would be. I should have knocked that back at him. I could have knocked that back at him and done damage to him. Now, one thing that bothers me about this game is there are stupid manholes thrown about. That way, if you slip and fall, it does damage to you. At least he rescued her from the fire. Yes. So, he's a good Samaritan, ultimately. He's misunderstood, is what it is. Let's see. Tonight I dine on turtles. Nope. Help! There we go. Alright. Ah, no! I did it from the wrong direction. I don't like the fact that this game is set up in such a way that if you hit an enemy once, you can't like stun lock them. It's like you're kind of stuck where you're at. And I never did really like that. Go ahead and take him out before these jumping guys come in. Should be in this level that we see the Pizza Hut logos of Doom. Maybe not at the head. Get those putty patrols on the Foot Clan. To be fair, I think they did it first, the Ninja Turtles. Used to love reading these comics when I was a kid. Alright, there should be a woman right over in here. Alright, no problem. No problem, Draven. Oh, I didn't mean to grab that. I didn't mean to grab that as soon as I did. I didn't realize that just by... The hitbox in this is a little weird at times. I'm dead serious. Ah! Yeah! I wanted to be able to do that for some stupid reason, just swing down at her. Because I'm a jerk like that. I'm a jerk cow. Alright, we go down a little bit more, and... Are these the... Yep, these are the boomerang guys. There are certain things you can knock back at enemies, certain things you can't. And thankfully you can block shurikens, boomerangs, knives, things that are thrown at you. Or, I never have done it, but there is... you saw the guys that... You saw the guys that threw the manhole covers. Those guys will actually toss manhole covers back at you. Or you can knock them back. Alright, so you see the Pizza Hut logos. You gotta be careful around these Pizza Hut logos. Those will do damage to you. Pro strats from the move. Alright. No! tell you, a game that I really, really want to get is Turtles in Time. I bet that would be... I haven't played Turtles in Time in so long. That is a game that I would love to buy, but I think it's like super expensive. And even though I think it's Ubisoft, I think, ended up making a remastered version of it, they didn't do a really good job with it and kind of dropped the ball. Well, we're almost at the next boss, and I think now we get Bebop. I won't be able to down in time to knock that around. So we went from Rocksteady, now we have Bebop in a minute. We have to beat the Boomerang guys. And now we get Bebop. And he is much the same as his counterpart. I actually think he's more aggravating, personally speaking. His ray is a little bit more... Ugh. Yep. Just their ability to just hit you before you got really a chance to move is aggravating. If I remember correctly, the way the game does this is, I don't think he or Rocksteady... No, they are the bosses of the first and second stage, respectively. I think... The arcade version of this was... Yes, I actually have the arcade version on the Xbox. On Xbox Live. I do own it. So, that is something that we will be checking out soon enough. Not today. I wanted to play the SNES version because... birthday. And he knocked me right into the manhole. So, yeah. Thankfully, this guy... Thankfully, he's almost done. Yeah, thankfully we've beaten him and we're moving on to the next stage, so that's at least a good thing. That actually worked out well. I took a sip of my coffee and, I was able to pull that off. I believe... Ninja Turtles, yeah, buddy. Hey, Bubba James, how are you today? I am playing a game on stream that I received actually for my birthday. Ow! I think every 200 points I get, I'm going to get an extra life, and I really need to start paying attention because there are going to be Mausers going around here soon. And honestly, I remember there was a way that I could, for lack of better wording, I could, yep. Oh boy. Okay, I was gonna say, like, why can't I hit this guy? I hated dealing with the Mausers. Okay. I don't like the fact that these little fellas... Okay. The way these little guys are set up, I'm swinging at them like, why aren't you getting hit? Again, the hitboxes sometimes in this are problematic, which is something I noticed even as a kid. Welcome to be a member of the mid-30s. You are now officially old. That's right, you are technically older than me by a few months. I think there's another spot up here. Okay, no, it's just these guys. And the fact that we've got Mausers at this point should give us kind of an idea as far as who our boss is. No. Stop hitting me. I sound like a small child. Stop hitting me. Should give us an idea of who the boss of this level is. I love the fact that I'm swinging at these guys and it's doing nothing. It's like I've got to wait for them to start moving before I can even do any damage to them. As I'm assuming what they're getting at right now. I don't know why there are, like, death spikes bouncing down onto the ground. And now there are just random missiles shooting out from underneath there. I'd forgotten about that. The boss, Pizza Hut executive, more or less. Because of Mausers. It's obviously the Pizza Hut executive. It's actually Noid from Domino's Pizza. Alright. Are you like Soy Bomb, are you familiar with the Domino's Noid? I mean, since we're here right now, let's just talk pizza for a minute. A slice of pizza attacks you from within the stomach and you can't win. That's true. So, like, woohoo, happy birthday. Thank you, Cosmoronic. I appreciate that very much. So, like, are you guys familiar with the Noid? As far as the Domino's, the old Domino's, my review of Yo Noid says, yes, I know it. Okay. So, like, are you familiar with the story of why it disappeared? And that's an extra life, 200 points. I don't care why it disappeared, I'm just glad it did. Alright, so this is Baxter Stockman, one of the more annoying bosses in this game. Simply because of the fact he moves in this strange pattern and drops Mausers. So, yeah. This is all this boss fight is. So, like, the Noid was actually a very successful mascot for Domino's and looked like it was going to take off and be a huge success. If I remember correctly, a gentleman whose last name just happened to be Noid. And I think, if I remember correctly, he also suffered from, I think it was schizophrenia. And so there were some mental issues there. Thought that the promotion was making fun of his name and held up a Domino's. And yeah, that's what happened to the Domino's Noid. Yeah, during my birthday stream, we just bring it down real low. Sorry. I think if I remember correctly, Noid ended up taking his own life while he was eating pizza. No, actually, he ended up taking his life, I think. Or his own life, so yeah. And then somehow Baxter Stockman turns into a fly just after we defeat him. Because that huge fly was Stockman as well. Let's melt snow and rebuild New York City. Apparently, he froze New York City while we were... okay, took his life 5 years later in a mental institute. Yes. Yep. And we can dodge these now. Hate. Oop. Best thing to do is pay attention there and just move around. Ooh. Come on. I think the only thing I don't like about playing a beat-em-up game right now is the fact that I'm having to concentrate on what I'm saying. And it's really weird for me to do that with playing a game like this. I don't know why. Of course, it's hard for me to concentrate on what I'm trying to say on any video game, as Soy Bomb has jokingly stated numerous times in the past, which he's correct about. Oop. Yeah. Okay, I think he's going to come up to the top area now. No? Pizza Hut pizza! And those holes, you can fall in. Spike Zambonis and such, yes. Ooh! Killer Snowmen. I will give them credit. Quick hide in the snowman. Do you... So, do you think Krang looked at Shredder and said, do you wanna build a snowman to kill the turtles dead? And so now they're using snowballs as a weapon. Which, again, I'll give them like cookie points for imagination in several points in this game, as far as the enemy types and what they can do. Like, I really do appreciate things like that. Again, stay away from what looks to be mines. They're not mines, as we've seen there. It's manhole covers. It's a good weapon. There's no balls like snowballs. No! Oh, there was a horror movie I watched once called Jack Frost. No, not the Michael Keaton movie. There's another one. Yeah, I think it was made by like Apex Entertainment or something like that. Deactivates lurk mode. Welcome back. And there's a common joke throughout the entire movie. It's like, hey, what's the difference between snowmen and snowwomen? Snowballs. And I don't know why, but for some reason, when Soybomb mentioned that, that was the first thing that popped into my head. Alright. That was actually my practice when I was a kid. I would just, like, jump up and then do them like that. That's what I would do every enemy. More Pizza Hut signatures. Aha! I'm not going to get hit by your... Actually, I am going to get hit by your nose rockets. Ow. That hurt, guys! And I'm going to be dead in a moment if I keep this up. Come on. And trap in the corner. Good. So I'm not going to die just that fast. But the fact that I'm cheating, I guess it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Alright, now I gotta watch. Ooh, out. Because those are going to be dropping down. I don't want them to knock me on the nog. I'd like it to at least... I'd like to kill at least one other enemy before I die. I don't understand how a punch like that can take me out. It's like, oh no, I really think that... Alright, even if it did hurt me, it should deal at least a little bit of damage to the foot soldiers. That's just my thought process. Oh yeah, I gotta be careful with that move. That takes away energy. Boss time! Don't ask me who this is. I, for the life of me, cannot remember what his name is. I do remember he was one of the easier bosses, because like you hit him and he just grabs a big ball to throw at you. I mean, that's rinse, lather, and repeat almost with this guy. Yeah. Let me go ahead and do it again. I think he was created specifically for this game. I honestly don't remember him in the comics or in the cartoon. Ah, yes, the cartoon. The cartoon. I'm now being reminded of the cartoon as I play through this. Anybody ever watch the cartoon? Like that came on Saturday morning? Kind of reminds me that Saturday morning cartoons were amazing when we were kids. Or I say when we were kids, that's kind of when people who are as old as I am were kids. Like, it blew my mind that as I grew older, and I've realized Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the voice of Shredder. Never seen the new cartoon. I know Jason Biggs is like one of the voices, and I'm just kind of like, eh, whatever. Ooh. Shredder. Yes, Will. Like, not only that, but I think he was all, like, I'm trying to remember what all, like, Tony J was also a voice. A boss from the dog and Tiny Two in a coat. Oh, Arnold? I think his name may have been Arnold. One more hit, and he is, okay, he stopped flashing. There he's flashing again. Come on. Alright, perfect. He's gone. He's done. Good. And now New York returns to its pristine, from winter to spring again. It always weirded me out how many people did voice acting for cartoons when I was a kid, and I never realized it. Like, I also realized that later on in the series, Tony J. And if you've never heard of Tony J, oh, dude, look him up sometime. Dude has an amazing deep... He's got like a Cosmoronic deep voice. One of the best voices that I've heard as far as, like, just the inflection and everything. He was, just to give you an idea, Tony J was, if you've ever seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Frollo, as far as the main baddie in the cartoon. And he did a voice for a bad guy in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was like, what? Huh, didn't do quite what I thought it would. There we go. And knocked the 20 sign towards him. I could have blown that barrel up, but I didn't do it because I wasn't thinking about it. I have to remember that next time, though. Trying to remember who the boss of this level is. Ow. And that's gonna fly. One of these cars is gonna go shooting out at me in a minute. That's something I remember about this car park, is that out of nowhere, some of these vehicles are gonna start moving forward, and you have to, like, scooting forward, or else you're gonna get nailed. I guess it's not here. Oh! Let me reset that. I was playing it earlier, just to remember how to play it, and that was me bumping these, that was me bumping the, save state thing. No, not quite restarting from scratch. Should be on the 5th level. And so we're restarting from the 5th level. So I've got to be careful because I have, per the statement of Soy Bomb, I have this mapped to the bumpers on my Xbox 360 controller, and I accidentally hit with a bumper. Yeah, I've got to restart with a score of 0. That is the bad thing about it, but I can show this off at least, and that blows up and takes out 2 of these guys. Feel free to say periodically, yeah, I should probably do that, and I've done it now. That way, if I accidentally bump it, I don't just suddenly appear in the Technodrome. Oh. We're off to a great start. Heroes in the half shell, turtle power. But yeah, this was what we played back then. That and yeah, stuff. So how is everybody today? I have neglected to ask that question, and I apologize for it. How is everybody today? I'm doing great. I did have a little bit of trouble sleeping last night, but not as bad as it could have been. Here's one beginning work where you're streaming. That's some streaming. Am I that distracting? Is it that bad? It's like I really want to get work done, but I've got this sound droning in my ears. This cow, this birthday boy who thinks he's special. I'm that distracting. I kind of feel special right now. Yeah, that works. And it killed neither one of them. That, not good. stuff, find myself not doing said stuff, but is doing other stuff instead. I understand that feel. I'm really focused on what I can't want to do, can't focus on what... When you do what I want to do, can't focus when moves kicking, foot playing butt. Alright, so this vehicle... Aha! I told you one of those would come out and rev out and try to hit me, and it did just that. So I'm actually moving forward. Okay, that's not going to go forward. That's not going to go forward. I'm actually saving every few moments. That way, if something happens, I'm not messing up. So hunt down missile tanks in a Metroid game. I kind of feel bad for... You're going to shoot up... Yeah, I was about to say, you're about to shoot up in front of me. You look dangerous. Try to move down to the middle so I don't get just waylaid by random enemies. Ah, I knew that was going to happen. Yup. Actually doing nothing in particular today, so I'm quite well moved playing Team of Tea plus bagel and coffee equals happy me. I'm a simple man. I got a cup of coffee in front of me as well, so I understand the joy of simplicity. I keep looking at... I knew eventually someone was going to pop out of the back of one of those... and at least took out one of those guys. I knew someone was going to pop out of the back of that eventually. And I didn't realize my health was as low as it was. Good grief. Sometimes simplicity is the best thing. I should be running into the boss in just a moment, too. I'm trying to remember whether the boss is Stockman or... I think in the arcades it was Rocksteady and Bebop, but I think I'm about to fight Stockman in fly form. And true to himself, I think he's going to be an easier boss. There's a pizza, which I do want right now. Yep. Yep. And I love the fact that he attacks me with a fly swatter. That is interesting, to say the least, to me. The fact that I'm being attacked by a fly with a fly swatter. Is that irony? I'm not quite sure. Or if it's just an interesting boss device as far as... Good grief. And, alright, there we go. He's, again, just like his human counterpart, when he's human and he's flying around on the machine, he's not too terribly difficult. Me revenge for all the time humans need to try to swat him. Well, I mean, and that could follow suit with that. Because he is obviously a fly. Yeah. I'm finding that if I stay underneath him, he's actually relatively easy. Huh. I never knew that as a kid. Woo. Huh. Ah. And we quickly move out of the way so he'll try to attack us. And we would have failed miserably, but he'll try to attack us now. So I'm actually catching things that I never realized as a kid about this boss. And it makes him a whole lot easier. But Stockman's done. We've rescued April. The game is still not over, though. Because I think now we hit the skateboarding level. Gonna save it, and we get a kiss on our head. Time for some April adventures. No, Secret Factory. Okay. Okay, so no skating. Oh, it was in the arcade that you skate. Here you don't skate. Yeah, it did look like he was in pain. Yeah, there's no April Adventures in this game, though. Now, you know, when I was a kid, I never did think about it, but now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, so how clean is that turtle? And so now we have guys with spears. He doesn't know how to handle kisses, it's so rare. Well, the dude is probably covered in all sorts of diseases. Because I wonder how, you know, he lives in the sewers. How clean is he? You know, they made the sewers of New York look like they were woo. It looked like they were woo. I have no clue what just came out of my mouth just then. They made the sewers of New York look so clean in the movies and in the comics, but we know there's nothing in New York City that's clean. Nothing. So he's got to be covered in, like, road is also in good condition. Yeah, so you know this is not real New York City. Best thing to do with these guys, if you can get them trapped in a corner, then there we go. Trapped in the corner. You get them trapped in the corner, you're good to go with them. Dynamite boys. Yeah, and like we were in Central Park, and you know, not even one frozen homeless person there. Maybe I shouldn't joke about that. Should be another. I wanted to think there was a stage where I was on a skateboard, and maybe it's the next one, because I think there are two stages on my way to a quote-unquote factory. Like, I honestly don't quite understand the story. Like, we're in a factory. Why are we in the factory? Don't know. We're just traveling around beating up the Foot Clan as best as we can. Ah, you thought you had me, but you didn't. The tires. These guys have nuclear weapons. Or not nuclear weapons, they've got, like, missiles. Like torpedoes. That's it, they've got the torpedo Teds. And you don't really want to attack them when they've got them in your hands, when they've got the torpedoes in their hands, apparently. Yeah, I'm trying to dive kick them, I'm doing terribly. And if you plan just right, you could actually take out a Klansman on a bike. And I'm not gonna lie right now. You gotta have the angle just right or you can go flying backwards. And frankly, as a kid, I would do that all the time. As an adult, I don't feel brave enough to even try it. Not like I've got 9 lives and can't do something with that. But it's just the way I kind of feel at the moment. I'm not so sure this is a good idea, Moo. So, I will say, one thing that I appreciate about this game is the fact that the Foot Clan, yeah, you've got nothing but Foot Clan that you're dealing with, but there's multiple varieties of them. And so I didn't do that. Yeah, this is the end of this stage. And so once I defeat the numerous enemies that are going to appear through here, I think we hit the skateboarding stage. I think. And then I get to fight the no boss. Oh, there was a... And I could have rebounded the monster truck tires at them had I thought about it. Or gotten to them in time, but that didn't happen. So, my bad. I have not, like, knocked anything back at an enemy once, as far as I can tell. So now I think I'm skateboarding. Quick sip of coffee. I want a sip of coffee. And to save it. Sip hide. So yeah, this is what this stage is going to be, is just going around and trying my best not to get too eaten up by bombs and machine gun fire. Because that's all I'm going to be dealing with. Ooh, come on, come on, come on. I think we're pretty much like halfway through this game, though, at this point. I like also the fact that the Foot Clan, they have matching skateboards to go along with the color of Foot Clan members. These yellow guys sporting nice yellow ones, so long I can't remember. I think the next stage is going to be a factory, followed by kind of a Japanese, feudal Japan-inspired level. And again, it's going to feature a boss that was created specifically for this game, and I don't think appeared in the actual arcade version. I think the Frozen level and the feudal level that we're going to see, Japanese game is Japanese level. Well, I mean, and also considering the fact that Shredder is Japanese. And I love this scene right here. It's just kind of like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So, because I've beaten this stage now. They're driving along, and it's like they just drive straight into the barrier. Like, how do you pull that off like that? And so now Master Shredder has been kidnapped. Exactly, Cosmoronic. As a child, I was like... My question was... My question was, how did they do that? Okay, should be another one. Okay, not so much. So, after the Japanese feudal stage... Which, the funny thing is, they, like, crash right into the restaurant, the factory. After this is the Technodrome. So, literally got 3 stages left, and we'll be done with this, game. We'll be done with this game. Yeah, we'll be done with this game. And then we can move on to the second game, which I have for the birthday spectacular. It's another licensed game. But I will say, like, true to Moo form, I picked a game that I would at least enjoy, even though it's a licensed game. And it's one that has an end to it. But I figured I haven't been playing a lot of NES games lately. And so I think the only NES game I've played lately is, the Muppets game, which is kind of funny when you consider what's coming up next. Ow, ow. And I'm still waiting for Soy to get his AC cable in so we can race that. The next game's Sneaking. I don't have Sneaking, so I could not play Sneaking. I do have the Pocket Racer game, though, but no, I'm probably not going to play that. The next game is actually Muppets related, and I'm going to leave it at that. It's not Chaos at the Carnival. I'm waiting for Soy to get his AC adapter to play that again, get a few rounds of it in, and yeah, I'm bringing that up. I'm bringing it up. But I'll go ahead and mention the other games that I'm planning on doing is, it's another NES game. It's called Sesame Street Countdown. And it's one that I was going to stream eventually anyway, but I figured I could do it for my birthday and just say, this works. Mostly because of the fact it's my birthday and I can play what I want. Yes, it does feature the count, and the other cool thing about it, not only does it feature the count, it features the voice of Jerry Nelson, who voiced the count. And so, as a kid, you want to talk about thinking that was just the greatest thing ever. Seeing a game voiced by Jerry Nelson, and you get to play as the count. You want to talk about fun. Interesting. Just more or less, yes. No, it's his actual voice. But you can tell that the technology for doing voices is like, still has a long way to go. And when you also look at the content, must be from the pre. I'm not sure what the pre is. Didn't hit one of them. Sure hit myself real good. Yes, pre-Rosita error. And yes, I'm calling it the Rosita error. Rosita and, what's Zoe. Okay, so I should go ahead while we're here and just mention how much I love, like, things like the Muppets and Sesame Street. 2 years ago, there was a book I read that told me a whole lot. It's called Street Gang. And literally, the book is just how Sesame Street came to be. And my thing and my love for Sesame Street, it first began and has been for a long time a way to help children. We have the boss. I hate this boss. This is my least favorite boss. Like in urban areas who may not have... Oh no, we're not the boss. We're at the mini stage. See, same street. Sesame Street. Come on. Hit one. Hit one. There we go. It was done to help kids in urban areas who may not have access, called Sesame Park. Oh, did not know that. To help children in urban areas who may not have as ready access to certain educational things. They have access to it through the TV show. And so that was always its intent. Basil the Bear was lit. I think we ended up getting Basil. Or a form of... No, we got Baby Bear, which is completely different. Because it appears we play in these... Seriously. That I did not know. Like, if I remember correctly, the creators of Sesame Street actually sued Jim Henson's son, Brian, and the production company that made, what was it? That stupid Happy Time Murders, because the tagline was like something like "No Sesame, All Street," and they didn't like the fact that it was, that was how they used the Sesame Street title in the tagline like that, and they actually got ruled against. Yeah, the joke to me is on Brian Henson, because a lot of sources listed Happy Time Murders as like the worst movie of 2018. Have not seen it, don't plan on seeing it. But to me, it's just... The thing that makes me sad about it is Stanley from The Office is in it. And I loved Stanley. And just to see that he was the police chief made me kind of sad. Like, come on, Stanley, you knew better than this. Okay, I'm not grabbing the health just yet because the boss is going to appear. And this is a rock soldier. Watch trailer. Nope, away from that instantly. Yeah, you and everyone I knew was the same way. I hate this guy because the moment I hit him... he... A lot of times... Oh yeah, very, very tasteless. And that... And to me, the thing is, a lot of the people who seemed to enjoy it were very immature teenagers. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. B, you know, I liked it ironically because... But for me, here's my thing about it. Here's the reason why I'm never going to watch it, alright? Like, and this shows how much I love the Muppets as a child, and even as an adult, how much... I agree with something Frank Oz said about the recent Muppet movies and even the TV show that aired on ABC. Giving fans of the show the reins to write the material, thinking they know how the characters would react in certain situations, is not a good idea. So I haven't been a huge fan of a lot of what the Muppets have done. Ooh. Oh, I forgot about that touch. You burn his head and they show smut. Well, I'm trying to remember the name. Who did the recent... Okay, there were two recent Muppet movies. One done by Jason... They were both actors. One was an actor and one was an actress. Who is it that starred with Amy Adams? Jason Segel. Jason Segel always talked about how he was a huge fan of the Muppets as a child and always wanted to write something for the show, or, you know, a movie. So he wrote the script for the first... Thank you, my turtles. He wrote the script for the first Muppets movie that starred him and Amy Adams. That was all his doing. And I will say... I again agree with something Frank Oz said. A lot of the characters seem out of character from the way that they would be. Doesn't mean you can write. And just because you're a fan of something doesn't mean that you're capable of... It doesn't mean that your fan fiction is worth being made into a movie. Ooh. Yeah. A lot of the characters, as far as I'm concerned, were very out of character. Oh, these guys. Oh, that's actually dealing with them a whole lot better than I normally would have. Oh, there we go. I remember I saw it in theaters with a friend of mine, and don't get me wrong, I own both the movies. The one that he did. And the other one, Muppets Most Wanted, I think was written by Tina Fey. And she had not as heavy of a starring role in it, but she cast herself as more of a minor character in the long run. But again, you know, it didn't, in my opinion, capture the flair of what the Muppets were. And I won't go so far as to say something along the lines of kind of like the backlash of the Ghostbusters movie, which I own, but I haven't seen it. I do plan on watching it. I do like something that I think it was James Rolfe said. The Ghostbusters was a cult classic, and there's one thing you don't mess with, and that's a cult. I don't know. And the TV show that came out did a terrible job as well. And hear me out when I say all that. I have not... Oh, I forgot I could walk into that hole. I've not seen Ghostbusters. I plan on seeing it, so I'm not going to say whether it's good or bad or whether I think it sucks or anything of that nature. I don't have the right to do that without having seen it. Now, I can say whether or not I have interest in something, but I don't know. I'm getting off into little tangent areas here, and I need to return back to the Muppets with my discussion topic. So, like the playing Ninja Turtles, talking about Muppets. My whole thing about am I getting to the boss yet? No, not yet. The TV show did an even worse job of casting them out of character. And what happened is Teenage Mutant Ninja Muppets. Yes. I think it might have been Muppets Tonight, which was another Muppet show, and I'm getting off tangent. It had something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Babies once. So, at any rate, getting back to the Muppets TV show. Like, here's the thing. Muppet Show was a great show. It had some adult humor in it, but all the adult humor they had was very tongue-in-cheek and very, you know, is something that adults could kind of get and the kids might kind of laugh without really understanding. The Muppets, the TV show that aired on ABC and only lasted a season, really, really did a poor job of handling. Right. I don't think I can walk on the bamboo. Ugh. Okay, now I'm getting to the boss. No, I've got to fight this tiger, don't I? Yeah. Again, things I hate. Oh. Alright, getting back on topic. Ranty McMoo. Anyway, it was done in a very adult fashion. I don't think it was handled well. There we go. That's just one man's opinion, though. I really think Disney has done a poor job of handling the Muppet properties properly. And, which I would say, to me, the worst thing that ever happened to the Muppets was Jim's workaholic attitude. Because it ultimately ended up being the reason why he died. And I know how bad that sounds of me. Because part of the magic was his workaholic attitude. But I'd like to think if he actually took the time to take a rest, maybe there's not... As much as I hate to say this, and I hate to admit it, I really think they should. And this is a guy who loves the Muppets. I really do think they need to take a rest. Maybe they're just felt with hands up. And that's true. I just hate the fact that that's, I just hate the fact that that's the case. I really think Disney should have done a better job with handling them. Because shortly after his death, I mean, there was actually, they made 3 really good movies after Jim passed away. Muppet Christmas Carol was made shortly after he and the voice of Scooter. I can't think of his name now. The voice of Scooter. And his name escapes me at the moment, and I feel bad about it. But he and the guy that voiced Scooter passed away. And so, that's right, we've got Scorpions. I really hope with the... I need to save while I'm at it. And then they had Muppet Treasure Island. Muppet Treasure Island wasn't... Good grief! Wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but I love Muppet Treasure Island. It's actually one of, I won't say my favorites, but I think out of the movies that were made post Jim Henson, it's a close second, because it and Muppet Christmas Carol were still able to capture the magic, and so Brian, Jim's son, actually did a really good job with both of those movies. The movie that followed up, if I remember correctly, yes, Michael Caine did such an amazing job with that. Wren and I watch Muppet Christmas Carol every year. There's actually, let me phrase that, there are actually 2 Muppet movies that we watch. One of them I have to watch on YouTube because it's not available on DVD because of licensings. But there was a Canadian special that aired back in the 80s. I think it was like a Muppet Family Christmas. And it features the Muppets, it features characters from Sesame Street, and characters from Fragile... Yes! Watch out for the Icy Patch! Every year I watch that. Muppet Family Christmas was great. Yes! So, when I was a kid, my parents had that recorded. Somehow they stumbled upon a Canadian station, and so we had that. Doc, he was the general store owner in Shining Time Station? Oh, in Canada! Because I was like, no he wasn't. But now I know what you mean, in Canada. Or I'm assuming the Canadian version of Shining Time Station. Yes. His name was Jerry something. He actually passed away a few years back. Made me very sad to hear that. Chinese has an American show. Maybe the version of it that I watched wasn't, didn't have him as the general store owner. Or, because I'll admit, I didn't watch a lot of Shining Time Station when I was growing up. Muppet Christmas Carol, movie by Jason Segel. Big over here, plus I learned English and what to watch when I was younger. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Okay, maybe I just never saw an episode with him on it. Sorry, I'm trying to dodge. So that may be it. Like, because I remember I remember Ringo Starr. I remember George Carlin. I remember Schemer and Scheming. I think it was the woman from Grease. She was the the high school dropout. Good grief, that's... And this is actually, I think, my least favorite boss. Incidentally enough, the guy that played Doc was also in a Stephen King special. As far as what was it called? Storm of the Century. The guy that played Doc and the general store owner was in that. It was Storm of the Century about the Demon Legion coming to an island town in, I think, in Maine. Don't forget China Lloyd Bridges stop. I did not know that. Hey, Polar Plays. Glad to see you this morning. As we are now at the Technodrome, and we are saving here. Save states. I am purposely keeping my finger away from the save button, or the load button. So we're in the last stage, guys. And we have, I think, 4 lives. We have the potential of gaining an extra one before we go any further. Which won't do us any good if we keep getting hit by boomerangs. But Fraggle Rock was also a favorite of mine. I keep hearing rumors of revivals of the Muppets franchise. Either by HBO, which I think would be a great thing. Personally, I know a lot of people have complained about it, but I've actually been very grateful that HBO has taken on the support of Sesame Street and airing episodes on Sesame Street and then allowing those episodes to later air on PBS. Oh, Cosmoronic? Groundling Marsh was shown else. I don't know what Groundling Marsh is. May have to look that up sometime. Fraggle Rock was also another favorite of mine. I have every season of Fraggle Rock on DVD. Fraggle Rock was my favorite show as a child. I watched it constantly. just wonderful show. Watch didn't care about it. There's no take part. No take part. So, explain Groundling March to me. Little Rock and the puppets, they live in a marsh. Huh. Okay. I have no clue. Bunch of puppets in a marsh. Okay, so instead of being in a rock, get a Danish Toes Muppets didn't. Gotcha. So that will make a huge difference. Okay. This is good because I'm going to have very little energy in just a moment. And I'm going to allow them to kill me in a minute. Or accidentally let them kill me as well. It works out well for me because I'm going to get an extra life in just a moment, and I don't want that extra life to come with me having one piece of energy left. That's just not smart. Produces mutant Muppet-like creatures. I'm going to end up looking this up now because of you. Humans showed up in bad ways, like looting marsh, dumping garbage. Oh, yeah, extra life. So, oh, I don't have it yet. You'd be heartbroken if you love the old one. Gotcha. Huh. I'll have to check out Groundling Marsh sometime, just out of curiosity. I should mention one other thing, and it's something I'm really happy about. I live like, I think it's like 5 hours away from the U.S. Puppetry Museum. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. And I can't show them off right now because I'd have to hop on Facebook and everything, and I don't want to mess with my internet at the moment in order to do it. But, Professor Iris! Oh, I love... Professor Iris came on TLC. And I'll get back to the Puppetry Museum in just a moment. Professor Iris is something I watched every morning as a child on TLC before I went to school. That would be, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have a teacher who is a bird that teaches a skeleton that loves bananas, a potted plant, and I think a child bird about various aspects of science and things of that nature. Skeleton piano plant, that's right, not a child. Skeleton piano plant. And the skeleton love bananas is, I think, is the way that the skeleton would say that. We should get bananas. The child bird was the principal. Okay. Gotcha. And I had forgotten about that show until Soy reminded me as well, so I'm with you, Draven. I am absolutely with you. That show was great. Like, alright, I mentioned this before, but I'm a huge fan of practical effects. Like, it's the reason why one of my favorite places to visit as far as amusement parks are concerned is Disney, because of all the practical effects they have throughout the park and the aesthetics. Chicken Minute. So shows like, oh, I have every season of Dinosaurs on DVD. When I was little, I owned a Baby Sinclair pull-string talking toy, so yes, I would have loved the dinosaurs. I actually watched a few episodes with my wife not long ago. So, fun fact, Baby Sinclair, the little pink dinosaur in that show, is voiced by Kevin Clash, who is also the voice of Elmo from Sesame Street. So yes, I would like dinosaurs. BP Richfield, the boss, was voiced by Earl Hemsley. Was the voice of Elmo. If I remember correctly, he came under fire about certain allegations. Yeah, Sherman Hemsley from 227, The Jeffersons. Sherman Hemsley was perfect for BP Richfield. Amen, that's right. Amen. 227, I think, was a shoot-off of either The Jeffersons or Amen. That's the reason why I was thinking that. I don't think I know Chicken Minute all that well, either. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that while I can. Even by Canadian standards. I mean, Canada has brought out a lot of good things. Like Soy Bomb and Draven DeVere. Take part. I will admit, as far as let's see. Yeah. It's new, not familiar with those. Another one of these. Dude, can I hit this guy? This road is also... We're inside the Technodrome, so it's not technically a road. Come on. I did toss around play... Why are you not... Okay, that works. I did toss around playing the first one before I played this one, because I own them both. But there's a reason why I'm not playing the, cycle message. Take part was my jam. Okay. In a second, you'll need to explain take part to me, so I can potentially look it up earlier. I didn't play the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because, in all honesty, I just didn't feel like messing with that stupid damn stage. My watch TV afternoon lineup was my comfort zone. Very nice. Come on. Lamb Chops play along. Oh, there we go. If I remember correctly, like, there's a rumor that Sherry Lewis, like, either hated children or hated puppets. But she ended up using them because of the fact it was bread and butter. Yeah, you can get hit by that door. Yep. Oh, I love Lamb Chops Play Along. My favorite part of Lamb Chops Play Along was that song. This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was. And they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the moo's birthday, my friend. I've got to stop getting hit by this guy because I need to have some energy in fighting the final boss. and I am failing to do that. Ooh. I don't really want to restart this stage. Dude, they were all socks with, like, eyes glued to them. Yes, Sheriff Lois and... here it was called the Sharon, Lois, and... Sheriff's Lois and Bram, The Elephant Show, I think is what it was called. Yes, The Elephant Show. Watched that a lot when I was a kid. And what is going on with my controller? For some reason, my guy just started walking left. I got one life to beat the final boss. Because all of a sudden, my character froze and just kept... Alright guys, we have one life left. Can we do this? Oh, that's sad that one of them received a posthumous award. It was such a good show. I am so going to have to restart this stage, because it's a boss rush. Well, and that's true. Did anybody ever watch Eureka's Castle growing up? That was a show that aired on Nickelodeon. And, I did. Okay, Bubba James is familiar with it. Yep. I could have swore it just said, no, it was Eureka. Not that. No, I said Eureka. Yeah, I, remember the two bog monsters that loved, I believe it was peanut butter sandwiches. There was Batley. And the fact that the whole thing was a Giant's wind-up toy was kind of neat as well. I am so not going to make it through this area. So guys, you guys want to rewatch this stage all over again? Because we're about to. Yeah. Yeah, and you get a game over by doing this, so I gotta enter this all over again. Continue. Please don't start me at the... Oh, never mind! Never mind! I forgot about that! I got 3 continues! Woohoo! I am so happy right now, you have no clue! Well, yeah, I got 9 lives now, so I'm gonna be the one doing the curb stomping. So at least we get to see the end of the stage. Yeah, so I mean, because I don't have quarters, so you gotta have continues. So be prepared to watch me get, like, knocked around all over the place. I could have beaten this game with just the continue. That's neat. So when I was a kid, I was a whole lot worse at this game. Hey, get away from there. Ow. I hear my phone going off behind me with, like, text messages. I'm gonna need to check it in just a moment. Whatever. I like how this spurred us. I didn't realize you're your husband. Really? Eureka's Castle was done by R.L. Stine? That's craziness. Huh. R.L. Stine is someone who's making he's the program creator. I never knew that. Or if I did, I'd forgotten it. And Stein is someone who's making kind of a comeback as it is. You know, with the Goosebumps stuff. He had the successful Goosebumps movie with Jack Black. I have no clue how the second one did. I honestly had no interest. Why? Every so often, my Ninja Turtle is wanting to run to the left. Can we? There we go. He's at the end of his energy, so that's fine. Alright, save this. I'm gonna check. Okay, I can't pause it. I'm gonna check my phone real quick. It maybe individuals wishing me happy birthday, so I'm just gonna. I'm invincible. You're a giant brain. In all honesty, if I wanted to, I could slam you into the ground and you'd be toast. All right, it's the main event, guys. Oh, I forgot he immediately split into two. And so, one of these is the real shredder. Ah, it's not that one. Ugh. No! Alright, I guess save state there because I had forgotten all about that move. No! If I don't get hit by it, I'm saving it. Woo! Okay, that one is not the real shredder. Forgot about Swift Bomb. I'm Nicole from Swing Forgetter. Oh, forgot Marigold. Okay. Again, not familiar with this, because when I hear bear, I'm stuck thinking about Bear in a Big Blue House. And Bibble. Bibble. I don't know who Bibble is. Ooh! Ooh! No! Ah, how did he hit me? I'm way up here. Ugh. So, like, my health is, like, gone down way fast. Like, a big pile of foam. That's about like the train. Okay, I wanted to jump and hit Shredder. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It was just like... Alright, I'm trying my best not to hit the copy now. Because I know which one is the real Shredder. And... I'm cool with this. I'm very... Oh, I had him. I had him, like, trapped in the corner. Ah. I'm trying to pay attention to the push balls. The nice thing is, once you knock his helmet off, he can't do the lightning attack. I'll take that. I didn't mean to reload this state. I keep bumping with my hand. I had a good little thing going where I had this guy trapped in the corner. Boss Ears fit right into the Star Wars game. Did you have Dudley the Dragon? I have no clue who Dudley the Dragon is. And to be honest with you, we in the States don't like to claim Barney. Ah, we got the helmet off of him. We got the helmet off of him. That's good, because he's not going to do that stupid laser anymore. Meaning I can beat this guy. And he's also not going to split up into multiple copies. So we're going to have this guy beat in short fashion here in just a moment. Ball game. We beat it. Take a sip of coffee. The Technodrome has been destroyed. And we've beaten Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. So, I'm assuming, is Dudley the Dragon? freaked the Foots, mangled the Mausers, totaled the Technodrome. That's turtle power. But what about Shredder and Krang? Burnt the toast, vaporized a milkshake, or escaped to Dimension X? Until we know, none of us can sleep safely in our beds. Shells. Now try hard mode. You mean actually playing the game without using a cheat code? Is that what you're referring to? Quite often, Dudley would look high almost. His eyes had a lazy look to them at times. So he was the Jim Brewer of puppetry, is I'm assuming what you're referring to. I'm going to take a quick step away while the credits roll, and I'll give some thoughts about the game. I just want to grab my phone. I heard it, my text messages go off, and I want to take a quick look at those real quick, okay? I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I'm back. Here was some birthday wishes. One a wish from Soybomb on Twitter, which I greatly appreciate, and one from my father, wishing me a happy 35th birthday. So, and my mother also wished me happy birthday this morning as well, so very appreciative of that. Moo mom hype, yeah. You know, if my parents don't wish me happy birthday, you got some issues. Alright, so this is basically the credits, and I'm going to give my quick thoughts about the game, because we're at the literally very end. I really liked this game as a kid. I played it so many times. By the way, Shredder's not dead. Ha 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 ha. To let you know that there's going to be more games, obviously. And we get the game over screen again. I would recommend if you want to play a good old-fashioned beat-em-up. There are some things that are aggravating about it, but I think it's a really great game. Something that I would definitely play, and the fact that I wanted to play it here for my birthday stream shows that I really, really like the game. I know that's not quite everything that I was going to say. The music wasn't that bad. The story, though, I will admit, is kind of non-existent. But that's just the way that it is. And so I'm going to, while we do this, I'm going to pull up the next game. And I've already told you guys what we're going to be playing.